7 easy ways to resist temptation and improve self-discipline. We've all been tempted by certain things. Some you can easily walk away from, while some are much harder to shrug off and will require supreme willpower and self-control. In this presentation, I'll show you 7 ways you can resist that mighty temptation and improve your self-discipline in the process. 1. Know your why. Before you can resist whatever is tempting you, you need to know why you need to resist. Is it bad for you? Is it going to have a negative effect on your body? Are you going to hurt someone with your actions? 2. Recognize temptation for what it is. Temptations come in many forms and shapes. It can rear its ugly head any time of day and lead you astray from your end goal, whatever it may be. But sometimes it's not so obvious. Sometimes you have to look beyond the temptation to recognize it for what it is. This is why the next point is so important. 3. Think about the consequences. If you're unsure about what's being laid out in front of you, or if you can't recognize temptation, all you have to do is think about the consequences. What will happen if you give in? How would you feel afterwards? 4. Ignore and stay away from people who don't support your cause. Let's face it, not everyone is going to support you, your cause, or your work. I'd even go so far as to say some people will enjoy seeing you fail. If you have people like this in your life, ignore them, or better yet, stay away from them. 5. Walk away and don't look back. Don't be afraid of walking away from negative people who purposely tempt you in order to see you fail. Just turn away and never look back. You'll thank yourself later. 6. Surround yourself with supportive people and be accountable to them. When you've gotten rid of negativity in your life, you'll be left with positivity. Form a mini support group and tell people about your goals and make yourself accountable to them. 7. Reward yourself. Come up with a creative reward system for every temptation you resist. When you're looking temptation in the eye, think about the reward and how it's going to be so much better than whatever is tempting you at that very moment. Learn these 7 methods by heart, and you'll see your self-discipline improve in no time. How to create the right goals for yourself. In this presentation, you will learn how to create the right goals for yourself, for your family, and your business. Creating both short-term and long-term goals is important if you want to be somewhere or be somebody in the future. Goals propel us forward when life gets us down. When our environment is toxic and we can't seem to see what lies ahead of us, goals are what keep us alive. They give our lives a sense of meaning, a sense of purpose. We know where we want to go, so we're going to go there. We know what we want to do, so we're going to do that. So how do we create the right goals? First, think of what you want to work towards, something that uplifts you when you think about it. Maybe something you're passionate about, or if you love a good challenge, something you know will be challenging to achieve. It should be something concrete and definite, and not something vague. Second, carefully write down your goals. Break them up into mini-goals so they'll be easier for you to process, and then add timelines for each, like how long it will take you to accomplish this particular goal. Doing this makes your goals more realistic and easier to attain. Third, you can tell your partner, your parents, or your best friend. Basically, anyone who will help you feel accountable and will do progress checks on you from time to time. Knowing that someone's checking up on you will help motivate you and keep you disciplined enough to follow your mini-goals on the way to achieving your big goals. Fourth, now that you've planned out how you're going to achieve your goals and formed a support system, you need to take the first steps. After all, you can't get anywhere near your goal if you don't do anything. You can make the most detailed plans, but if you don't take any action, nothing is ever going to come out of your plans and your goals. Fifth, You have to practice a lot of self-control and self-discipline to make sure you stick to your plans and meet your mini-goals. There are going to be a lot of temptations along the way, so having both control and discipline is essential to your success. Lastly, don't forget to celebrate each milestone you achieve. And when the day finally comes and you've reached your goal, take a moment to look back and appreciate all those who've helped you reach your destination. How to form a positive habit in 6 simple ways. Building self-discipline takes a lot of practice and a lot of time. One way to make the self-discipline building process shorter and quicker is by developing or forming positive habits. In this presentation, I'll show you 6 quick tips to help you form positive habits easily. 1. Focus on forming one new habit at a time. It helps to form a habit that will help you realize your goal. But don't go rushing into forming multiple habits at once. You can, of course, but I don't recommend it. Focusing on one habit is not only great for making sure the habit sticks, but it's also great for developing your self-discipline. 2. Don't rush. Take baby steps. Forming a new habit will take time. If your new habit doesn't become a habit in a week or so, don't be alarmed. You just need to keep doing it more consistently until you start doing it involuntarily, meaning you don't need to remind yourself. You just do it. 3. Have a plan B for obstacles. After a few days of working on the new habit, you realize you can't do it anymore. It could be a physical limitation, or even a mental one. Whatever the obstacle may be, have a backup habit in place so you can still meet your goals. 4. Anchor the new habit to an established habit. It makes sense to connect your new habit to an old habit, right? You're already doing something out of habit, so why not connect your new habit to it too? It will be easier for you to remember, too. 5. Commit for a set period of time. Forming a new habit will take time. There's just no other way around it. You can have all the money in the world, or you can be the smartest person ever. But the fact is, you need to put in the time to establish a routine and form a new habit. 6. Be consistent. Consistency is key so your new habit gets imprinted on your mind, and before you know it, you don't even have to think about doing the habit. You just do it, out of habit. And that's when you know your new habit has become a real habit. The 5 mental poisons you need to cure and discipline in order to succeed at life. There are many reasons why not everyone will succeed in disciplining themselves. Some just aren't driven enough. Some may not care at all about succeeding. Some give up easily, while others still haven't even figured out what discipline is and why they need it in their lives. In this presentation, I'm going to discuss the 5 mental poisons that will hinder your success in life and why you need the self-discipline to help you cure it. 1. You're too cynical. It's okay to ask questions, but being cynical is on another level altogether. If you find yourself questioning everything and doubting all answers you receive, then you need to work doubly hard on your self-discipline. You need to start trusting and believing in other people. Otherwise, your cynicism will be detrimental to your self-discipline. 2. You're too negative. If you always see the negative side of things, you're never going to get anywhere. You have to lighten up and acknowledge the positive aspects, too. There are always 2 sides to a coin, you know. 3. You always look for mistakes. When your mind is focused on looking for reasons why something can't work, instead of looking for solutions in order to make sure it works, then you have a serious problem. Risk is everywhere, and being disciplined and confident enough to face risks and overcome these is so much better than hiding away in a corner, afraid of your own shadow. 4. You escape from challenges you face. Oh yes, the sweet escape. It's so easy to hide your face away from challenges and failures, and instead turn to activities that bring you short-term happiness. Achieving long-term goals takes a lot of discipline. And if you crumble every time you face something difficult, then nothing good may ever come your way. 5. You look for ways to delay your imminent success. It's weird, but some people really do look for ways to delay their success. It might be because they want to keep the status quo, and they're afraid of change. But if you worked so hard to meet your goals, and you're so close to achieving them, then you need to bring forth even more self-discipline to see your end goals come to fruition. Why saying no is important for your self-discipline. If you find yourself saying yes all the time and not being able to deliver what you agreed to, then you need to start saying no. In this presentation, you will learn why saying no is important for your self-discipline and self-growth. If you're a people person and you like pleasing other people, then you may find it hard to say no whenever someone asks you for your help. It's fine to help. In fact, it's even encouraged to help out if you can. However, when you do all the helping and you start neglecting yourself, then you're in trouble. You can, of course, ask other people to help you, but will they? It's okay to feel sad about disappointing other people, but you have to put yourself ahead first. You don't have to say no in a brash manner or say it for the sake of saying no. There are diplomatic and polite ways of saying no. And don't think for 1 minute that you're a bad person simply because you uttered the word no. With the right combination of practice and discipline, you can say no without feeling like you broke someone's heart. Saying no is essential if you want to get more work done. If you keep saying yes, you'll probably end up getting more backlogs and a lengthy to-do list. You'll eventually spread yourself too thin, and you may start missing deadlines, and the quality of your work may suffer. Sometimes you really just have to say no in order to deliver better results. Saying no takes some getting used to, but once you get the hang of it, your self-esteem will rise, and you'll be happier because you no longer have to be a slave to making other people happy. You'll start doing more things for yourself, and if you don't already, you'll learn to love and appreciate yourself. Building your self-discipline is a lengthy process, one that will require you to say no to things and people who will distract you from your goals. Your self-discipline will also make sure you say yes to things that will contribute to your growth and to meeting your many goals in life. This is why learning how to say both yes and no at the right moment is important for your self-discipline.